One Jefferson County school is struggling with the bus driver shortage, and they only have one bus.
McClellan Elementary is asking parents to drop off and pick up students from school while they find a replacement bus driver. News 3's Rachel Gardner has more from Jefferson County.
The line goes quickly, but it still reaches the road. And while McClellan's singular bus sits, parents, grandparents, and friends must pitch in to pick up students.
So I think right now it's just a waiting game. Other than that, I think that's the community's got to go together to do something, you know. So
just doing it. Yep.
And I guess you'll just keep doing it until they get a bus driver back?
Yes, which I hope is soon.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody does.
It is what it is until we get a new bus driver, so we'll just deal with it.
A retirement at McClellan Elementary last week left the school without a bus driver and no replacement to be found. Head teacher Tiffany Delaney says administrators of the school of 54 students, K through 8th grades, were left without a choice.
Since we don't have a bus driver, we are now requiring parents or guardians or maybe grandparents, neighbors, friends to bring the students to school and pick them up after school hours.
Delaney says it was by sheer luck that a new hire at the school was interested in helping out and getting a school bus license. But Delaney says that takes quite a bit of time.
You know, there's a lot to do to get a bus driving license. But we're really happy that he has decided that he would, step forward and do that for us.
But Delaney says the classes and training could mean weeks or months without a bus driver. So they're looking for someone to fill in the gap. In the meantime, Delaney says she's relieved the school has an understanding support group.
And I think they understand that, we are in this situation, but we're trying to, find a bus driver to fill this position.
In Jefferson County, Rachel Gardner, News 3.
Delaney says it would be great if someone would be willing to drive the bus in the interim. If you have a CDL and are interested, contact McClellan's superintendent or the Regional Office of Education.
And it really has been a nice couple of days for kiddos waiting at any bus stops for the drop-off or for the pickup. And it's been lots of sunshine, comfortable temperatures for the past little bit or so. It's still nice out there this evening, so if you're thinking about taking advantage of some of the nice weather, we've got sunshine showing up on all of our sky cams tonight, and then temperatures are still pretty comfortable as well. Temperatures are back into the low to mid 80s. So we've got Mount Vernon coming in at 81 along with Marion. Cape Girardeau a little bit warmer coming in at 84 degrees. Sykeston at 86. Union City a little bit further to the south into the upper 80s coming in at 87 degrees. But overall, no matter where you are tonight, we're going to continue to see the mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Temperatures will be dipping back into the low 60s by early tomorrow morning. Much like the past couple of nights again, a chance for a little bit of patchy fog in the very early morning hours. But aside from that, we have a really pretty quiet forecast in store for us this week. But the heat and humidity are going to be coming back. I'll let you know when coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, JC. People in eastern Kentucky can get disaster food benefits. They're part of the Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The USDA helps give them out. Folks can apply tomorrow, and we have information on how to do that on our website. Just this morning, Governor Beshear and organizations handed out free socks and shoes to people in eastern Kentucky.
More than 300 motorcycles passed through Paducah, Kentucky last night. Hundreds of people gathered to welcome American Legion members at the Four Rivers Harley-Davidson. The bikers made their way to Kentucky from Tupelo, Mississippi. The goal is to raise money for kids of fallen and disabled veterans who served after 9/11.
And we're also bringing attention to the new Be the One campaign, which the American Legion is putting its name behind. And what that entails, that's to help, we're trying to combat veteran suicide. And the Be the One campaign is fairly simple. Be the one to listen. Be the one to know the resources available in the community to connect a distressed veteran with. And be the one that puts their arm around that veteran and lets them know that you care about them.
The bikers also made their way through Mayfield, Kentucky. The town's American Legion and many other buildings and homes were destroyed in the December 10th tornadoes. The motorcycle caravan will continue the rest of this week before ending in Wisconsin. And we have more information on the American Legion Legacy Run on our website.
About 300 people got to tour the brand new police station in Poplar Bluff this weekend. They haven't had a new purpose-built building since it was founded in the 1880s, and they've been in a temporary station for 7 years. This new department is 27,000 square feet. They say it has the most up-to-date technology in law enforcement. They say there are new private interview rooms and offices and a state-of-the-art command center. The department says they know it's a huge upgrade, and they say it'll help in almost every aspect of their jobs.
Like I say, we've spent a long time making the best of what we've had, but this is definitely a step up. It's going to enhance the ability for our guys to do their jobs, do it more safely, more effectively. We're in a centralized location that is very close to the hospitals, the schools, the college.
The department also has room to grow. The building was designed so they can add 24 more officers before they have to upgrade. They hope to be in the building this fall or this winter. Folks, there's concern tonight about an increase in cases of cervical cancer. We'll have more on doctors' responses.
Plus, the words of the day in weather, sunny and warm. We are in for more of the same this week. JC has more on our weather next on News 3 at 6.
It was another really nice day across the area with a lot of sunshine. Still seeing that sunshine showing up on our sky cams tonight. This is a look at your camera in Carbondale. It's nice and quiet across the area. Temperatures are really pretty nice as well. Carbondale's dipped back to about 78 degrees and the dew points are back into the mid 60s. So really not too bad for August. Winds are fairly light out of the northeast. So another really quiet day across the area. It's nice across the entire region. Temperatures this evening are really ranging from the low 80s to some of our far southern counties in the upper 80s. Union City coming in at 87. We got Marion at 81 along with Mount Vernon. So not bad if you have to get out and about. It's going to continue to stay quiet overnight. It'll be a fairly nice night. A small chance for some patchy fog late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. But aside from that, tomorrow is going to be another nice day with a lot of sunshine. Some changes are going to be coming our way by the end of the week. It's not necessarily going to be bad weather, but it is going to get a little bit hotter, and then the humidity is going to be cranking up as well. So enjoy this break from some of the stickiness while it's around. Quick check of the satellite and radar. Our system off to the south, bringing lots of rain across parts of the deep south. Here at home, high pressure still under control. That's why we've got those nice light winds out of the northeast. Those are going to be sticking around overnight tonight with mostly clear skies. We'll wake up to the sunshine again tomorrow, and then the mostly sunny skies will be sticking around throughout the day on Wednesday. Like the past couple of days, as we get into the afternoon, there is a chance at a few fair weather clouds, but not tracking any active weather. Clouds will start to dissipate as we get into the overnight hours. As far as the bus stop forecast goes, it's going to be comfortable again. So we'll wake up to temperatures in the low 60s, and then as we get into the afternoon, highs will be topping out in the mid 80s. So about 86 degrees for your high temperature tomorrow. Keep the Storm Track 3 app on standby. The heat and humidity comes back later this week, but overall the forecast is pretty dry. Some isolated storm chances start to work their way back in Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, but better rain chances aren't expected until early next week. All of that heavy rain this week for the next 5 days is really focused across the southern portions of the country. So here at home, really expecting very little. So it gives you a chance to get outside, I suppose, get some mowing done, or maybe just take advantage of those pools one last time as we're nearing the end of summer. I mean, 88 degrees for Thursday sounds like a pretty good pool day. And then as we get into Friday, 87 by Saturday, 88 by Sunday. We're getting pretty close to 90 degrees, so why not?
Well, even though there's a chance of rain on the weekend days, sounds like there's still going to be plenty of time to get in that pool.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of dry time. I think some of us even go without getting a drop. Small chances.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you, JC. SSM Health has a couple hiring events this week. They're over at Good Samaritan Hospital in Mount Vernon. They have positions for registered nurses, medical assistants, dietitians, physical and respiratory therapists. The first hiring event is tomorrow from 9 to 5. The second one is Thursday from noon to 7. And a new study tonight says there are more advanced stage cervical cancer cases in the U.S.
Health experts have advice on how women can protect themselves. Mandy Gaither has the story.
It has a 5-year survival rate of less than 20%, and a new study suggests late-stage cervical cancer is on the rise in the U.S.
If not diagnosed early and caught in a later stage is very difficult to treat, like all cancers.
While the rate of early-stage cervical cancer decreased in the U.S. from 2001 to 2018, the International Journal of Gynecological Cancer reports that more cases of advanced stage 4 cervical cancer increased at an annual rate of 1.3%. The sharpest increase was in white women, especially in the South among those ages 40 to 44. Rates also increased among black women, and this group is also the most affected overall by the disease.
If you don't come for screenings, we can't find cancers early. They only present when you have symptoms, and very often symptoms means an advanced or late stage cancer.
Atlanta OBGYN Dr. Sujatha Reddy says that's why annual exams are critical. Smoking is another risk factor, and since most cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, Reddy says those eligible for an HPV vaccine should get one.
It is a vaccine to prevent cancer. I mean, something you might see in Star Trek, right? It's incredible. So the HPV vaccine really should be helping us prevent cancer down the road.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
Researchers say there are higher rates of advanced cervical cancer among Black and Hispanic women. They also say more white women went 5 years or longer without cervical cancer screenings. And white teens have the lowest rate of HPV vaccinations.
Researchers say there aren't any heart benefits of e-cigarettes. A lot of people will use them to try and quit smoking. Researchers say they don't reduce your risk of heart disease, even when you compare them to traditional cigarettes. Some doctors say you should not use them to quit smoking because they say you might start using both. Instead, they say you should talk to your doctor about other options like the patch or gum.
And another study shows young adults are using marijuana and hallucinogenic drugs more often. In 2021, 43% of those surveyed said they used marijuana often in the past year. That's up 9% from 5 years ago. At least 1 in 10 people say they use marijuana every day. Recreational marijuana is legal for adults in 19 states. Many advocates say it is safer than alcohol, but researchers say there are also some negative side effects.
It is particularly concerning for teenagers and young adults who have developing brains that are particularly susceptible to the negative effects. Pretty much everybody who ends up having a problem with substance use started as a teenager and continued use as a young adult.
Drinks made with THC, an ingredient in marijuana, have also increased in popularity. Every Tuesday is Giving Tuesday here at News 3 WSIL. We salute those charities working to serve those in need.
And we'll tell you about one of them in just a minute. And the high school football season starts Friday.
We'll check in with the Carterville Lions next in sports.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When those Friday night lights turn on later this week, the Carterville Lions may be the best team in local position to walk away with the state title. CHS will welcome Benton to Lions Field to open the year in a massive Southern Illinois showdown. Carterville has a ton of upperclassmen who will serve as the heartbeat of this team. There's a big veteran presence, and the Lions will lean on that this season. The team will be under the spotlight come Friday night, but they're certainly looking forward to opening the year at home. The Lions made a very deep playoff run a year ago, finishing with an 8-3 record, and the team says they have high hopes entering this season.
We have a lot of high expectations. We've been fairly successful the last 3 years, and we just think like this year we could kind of all try and put it all together. We got a lot of weapons everywhere on offense and defense. If we do everything right, I think we could be really successful.
Knowing that we could have gone farther than we did, it kind of makes us want to work harder and want to go further than we did.
Should be a really good one. The Lions and Rangers will go to battle in Carterville on Friday night. A reminder, you can catch those highlights right here on Sports Extra during our late show on Friday evening. We told you last night here on News 3 that the Carmi-White County and Hamilton County game was moved to Saturday night due to lack of officials. Today, the game is now being moved back to Friday night as the schools were able to find those officials. The Big Black Diamond Conference matchup should be a pretty good one to open the year. Football season starts on Friday, but just about every other volleyball team in our area opens their seasons tonight. A pair of opening night matchups we'll have our eyes on include Carterville hosting Cesar-Valier and Benton visiting Carbondale. We'll have some scores and highlights for you tonight right here on News 3 at 10. The final edition of this year's I-55 rivalry started with a 1-0 Cardinals victory over the Cubs, thanks to a solo bomb from Albert Pujols. The Redbirds have been red hot entering today's game. The Cards winners of their last 8, the Cubs trying to end a 2-game slide. Javier Assad making his first big league start for Chicago. No pressure, right? In the first, Paul Goldschmidt rips one to P.J. Higgins, and Higgins going to come home with the ball right here. And Lars Newbar thrown out at the plate. We would stay scoreless. In the second inning, it's the 25-year-old facing the 42-year-old Pujols. The young buck going to get the best of Big Al right here in the second. Bottom 3 now, Cubs on top 1-0, looking for more. Seiya Suzuki chops one up the gut. This makes it a 2-0 game, and the Cubs go on to snap the Cardinals' 8-game winning streak. 2-0, the final score. Elsewhere, the White Sox are 3 games back of the Guardians for the division lead in the AL Central. Chicago opening up a 3-game road trip in Baltimore tonight to face the Orioles. This one scoreless in the first inning. The Cardinals and Cubs play again a little later tonight. First pitch from Wrigley comes our way at 7:05. That'll do it for sports here on News 3 at 6.
Okay, you've probably seen pictures, right? Some coffee lovers make some pretty cool latte art.
They do, and this weekend, baristas got to show off their skills at an event in Jordan. It's the Jordan Coffee Festival. More than 70 baristas participated in a latte art competition. The prize, nearly $3,000 worth of coffee and coffee-making equipment. Organizers say latte art helps baristas connect with their customers. And we invite you to grab a latte or whatever you may be drinking and join us for more news.
News 3 at 6:30 starts right after this break.
we've got you covered. From WSIL, this is News 3 at 6:30.
It's awful to realize that Russia is destroying Ukraine and Ukraine hates Russia because of what we are doing. And that the whole world thinks Russians are animals and bad people. We were dragged into this serious conflict where we're just destroying towns and not actually liberating anyone. All of that's a lie. We are simply destroying peaceful lives.
Some Russian soldiers are not happy with the war in Ukraine. That soldier you heard from says he fought in the first 2 months of the invasion. Then he defected and went into hiding. He says the constant fighting and poor conditions have turned Russian soldiers into savages. That soldier also says he left because he felt guilty for being used as an instrument in political games. Hello again, I'm Julie Williams.
And I'm Mark Kiesling. Tomorrow is Ukraine's Independence Day. It also marks 6 months since Russia forces invaded Ukraine.
Now, even with early Russian victories, everything is at a stalemate right now. Amanda Sansone has more on what could come next.
For 6 months, Ukrainians have been living under siege as Russia continues to press on with its violent crusade to take control of the country. Roughly 6.5 million people have fled Ukraine, according to the United Nations, with another estimated 6.6 million displaced internally.
We are completely tired. Our city is super destroyed.
Both sides have withstood heavy military casualties, civilian deaths in Ukraine climbing by the day. And yet half a year on, it remains unclear what Russian President Vladimir Putin can gain from the invasion.
He made a terrible strategic mistake. He assumed that his troops would roll in there and they'd be welcomed by a grateful population, but that turned out not to be the case.
Despite some territorial losses in the east, the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv has yet to fall. The underprepared Russian military flagging amid the Western-supported Ukrainian resistance.
Its soldiers, in contrast to the Russian soldiers, remain highly motivated since they're fighting on their homeland, they're protecting their own territory.
And now, Ukrainian defense officials are planning a massive counteroffensive to reclaim Kherson and other parts of the country, as Russia still shows no signs of retreating.
It's very unclear where this is all headed.
In Washington, I'm Amanda Sansone.
Tonight, Alexander Dugin says his daughter, quote, died for Russia. There was a memorial service for Daria Dugina today. She was killed in a car bombing in Moscow on Saturday. Now, Russia blames Ukraine for it, and Putin calls it a, quote, vile, cruel crime. He also awarded Daria a posthumous Order of Courage.
A group of bipartisan senators are calling on the State Department to designate an American teacher as wrongfully detained in Russia. Mark Fogel was arrested at a Russian airport last year for carrying 17 grams of cannabis. His family says it was prescribed to treat severe spinal pain. Fogel was sentenced to 14 years in a Russian prison. 9 bipartisan senators say Fogel's case warrants the same degree of political attention as Brittany Griner's. The U.S. has been negotiating Griner's release along with former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. It was a pretty nice day across our region today.
It was, and JC, it should stay like this for a little bit, right?
It is. It's going to continue to be pretty nice. Julie, I think you're really excited about later this week. The heat and humidity will be coming back, so summer is not done with us yet. Enjoy the low humidity for the next day or so before it starts to increase. For right now, though, it's a really nice evening. We've got a few fair weather clouds out this evening, but for the most part, we've got a lot of sunshine and blue skies showing up on our sky cams. This is a look at the Benton Square. Temperatures really nice for anybody who is getting out tonight. Maybe you're running some errands or taking a walk before heading in for dinner. Marion right now 81 degrees, Carbondale at 78, Mount Vernon 81, Cape Girardeau and Paducah both coming in at 85 degrees. Overnight tonight it stays quiet, mostly clear skies stick with us. Temperatures dip back down to about 60 degrees for those low temperatures. There's a chance for some late patchy fog tonight and into tomorrow, but aside from that, we have another couple of quiet days ahead of us. We've got a really quiet week ahead of us actually. But like I said, that heat and humidity will be coming back. I'll also let you know when the rain chances come back in just a couple of minutes.
Investigators are working to determine what documents were at former President Trump's Mar-A-Lago home.
One attorney says Mr. Trump might actually be entitled to them. Investigators now say they have to figure out if that's true and how they got there. They say there were more than 700 pages of those documents, and some of them have the highest level of certification. Mr. Trump's legal team wants a separate investigator to review those documents.
2 men face life in prison after a jury convicted them of conspiring to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2020. Prosecutors argued kidnapping Whitmer was part of a plan to set off a civil war. The defense maintained the men were coerced into giving information to the FBI. This is the second time the 2 men have been tried. The first case ended in a mistrial.
Migrant children will go to Washington, D.C.'s public schools. They've been transporting migrants to D.C. from Texas and Arizona. Reporters asked about the plan for the school year, and a lot of schools say they'll enroll those children. They don't think the extra students will overwhelm their system. Still, several organizations plan to work with migrant children just to help them adjust.
The entire U.S. is dealing with the effects of rising inflation, but African Americans may be feeling the worst of it. A study by the University of Georgia shows Black Americans account for $1.6 trillion of money spent in the U.S. However, many are behind white Americans in income, financial savings, and home ownership. It also says African American unemployment is nearly twice the national average. A recent poll found that 55% of Black and 48% of Latino adults say they are currently facing serious financial problems due to inflation. For white adults, that number is 38%.
Wealth disparity between blacks and whites was greater in 2018 than 1968. But everything we do needs to be focused on advancing opportunity economically.
Earlier this month, a financial literacy organization held Invest Fest. It's to teach minority communities about investing and starting their own business. Entertainers Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey headlined that event.
The UK might change their work week. 70 companies tested a 4-day work week this summer. Now, employees were paid the same. The companies say it was kind of a rocky start because of communication and scheduling, but as the summer went on, they say workers were just as productive and had better mental health. Some critics say the 4-day work week could be more expensive for businesses and healthcare. Organizers say the new schedule wouldn't be just for wealthier companies.
No, I don't believe so. This isn't going to happen all at once, but we believe that we are at the beginning. Even though the 5-day work week and the 9 to 5 is the most common work arrangement today, it's not the only work arrangement. So different versions of reduced work time will need to be put in place for different sectors of the economy.
Some of the companies who tried the 4-day work week say only managers and CEOs had a slight increase in their workload. A lot of them say recruitment actually went up.
Heart disease is the #1 killer for men and women in the world. For many, knowing how to use statins is critical. Today, a task force announced updated guidelines for the first time in 6 years. It recommends statins for adults ages 40 to 75 who have one or more risk factors of cardiovascular disease. That includes diabetes, high blood pressure, smoking, or high cholesterol. To calculate a person's risk score, doctors factor in a person's age, sex, race, blood pressure, cholesterol, and family history.
Scientists think they found a cure for food allergies, but they say you probably won't like it. Okay, the top allergies in the U.S. are milk, eggs, nuts, fish and shellfish, and wheat. So they looked at nut allergies first. They say there's a chemical compound called butyrate. It can help your stomach grow bacteria to protect it, but scientists say it is awful. Even as a pill, they say it smells and tastes bad, and some people couldn't even swallow it, so they might look at some ways to disguise the taste and the smell. Marion Senior Health Fair was today. It's put on by State Senator Dale Fowler and State Representative Dave Severin.
They say the main goal is to help seniors learn about healthy living. News 3's Stephen Grimsley takes us there.
Well, we're here at the Hub in Marion. It's our senior fair.
So the goal today is for people in the community to find out what services are available here in Southern Illinois.
So we have the ambulance service here. We have the Red Cross, Senior Solutions from Union County Hospital. We also have several nursing homes, nursing facilities, just a plethora of people that are wanting to give out information to our seniors.
So it's just a great networking resource. We can never give enough information to our seniors, and that's the whole initiative behind this expo here today, or this fair here today.
When they walk in the door today, they will find a number of programs that are available.
They're shaking hands, they're smiling, they're passing out information, giving out freebies, all different things.
You know, our job is to be able to provide all the resources and information to our seniors that they deserve to have in Southern Illinois.
It's very important for the seniors to know that we are here, that they do matter to our communities.
But it's a opportunity to showcase Southern Illinois that we really care about one another, and there are opportunities to help one another.
There will be another senior health fair tomorrow in Carbondale. It will be at the city's Civic Center from 9 until 11. Senator Fowler will join Senator Terry Bryant and Representatives Paul Jacobs and Patrick Windhorst. Texas continues to recover from severe flooding while much of the southeastern U.S. prepares for heavy rain.
And really puts into perspective how thankful we should be for our nice weather. Look at those beautiful blue skies. JC's full forecast is coming up on News 3 at 6:30.
Heavy rain and flash flooding have brought parts of Texas to a standstill.
And now more southern states have to brace for strong storms as they move east. Isabel Rosales reports.
My apartment is literally flooding. I just woke up and should I call 911? What do I do?
A weather whiplash, extreme drought, and now record-breaking rainfall in Texas. A stunning more than 9 inches falling in the Dallas area over a 24-hour period. not seen since 1932.
Caught people off guard, but I think everybody wasn't anticipating this much rain this fast.
The torrential rains and floodwaters rushing through streets and homes. Rescue crews scrambling to hundreds of calls for help. Governor Greg Abbott signing a disaster declaration for 23 counties.
Needless to say, the effect of this storm has been dramatic.
The rising waters also devastating parts of Utah and Arizona.
You just don't know what to do, what to move. You don't know where to start. It's unbelievable.
The heavy rain now crawling east, threatening Louisiana and Mississippi. The greatest risk in southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana. Dark clouds looming over Shreveport just days before the 17th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Here at home, we have been blessed with some really quiet weather across the area. It was a pretty nice start to the work week. We woke up to a lot of sunshine, and we still got the sunshine this evening. We've got blue skies showing up on all of our sky cams tonight. Some of us have already dipped back into the 70s. Sparta at 78 degrees along with Carbondale, while Mount Vernon and the Perryville Airport are both coming in at 81. It's really comfortable at this point across the entire area, and that's not just thanks to the temperatures. Of course, we always talk about those dew points. Dew points are still back into the 60s, which is not necessarily not sticky, but it's really nice for August. It's usually pretty hot and humid. Enjoy this. They are going to be on the rise by the end of the week. You'll really start to feel that stickiness come back. Until then, it's nice and quiet tonight. A chance for a little bit of patchy fog in some low-lying areas, and then a lot of sunshine throughout the day tomorrow. As we get later into the week, the weather isn't necessarily going to be bad. It's just going to feel a little bit more like summer again. That heat and humidity is going to be coming right back towards the end of the week. But as of right now, our active weather is still well off to our south. There's that system bringing all of the heavy rain and storms across parts of the deep south. That's going to stay to our south. For us, we're under that influence of the high pressure that's leaving us with the calm winds out of the north-northeast, along with the really quiet weather. The mostly clear skies are going to be sticking around all night tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to some more sunshine. We'll kick off the day with temperatures in the 60s, so really similar to what we saw this morning. And then as we get into the afternoon, high temperatures will be climbing back up into the mid to upper 80s. So just a little bit warmer or hotter, if you will, off into western Kentucky and southeastern Missouri as we get into the afternoon. A few fair weather clouds around as we get to the through the day, but for the most part, they'll start to fizzle out as we get into the evening hours. So not a whole lot going on in the weather world here at home. Storm Track 3 app, though, keep that on standby because the changes are going to be coming back. That humidity slowly starts to sneak back in, especially as we get into Friday and then into the weekend. Along with it, the temperatures get hotter. We're going to be climbing back up above average. Your average high is 87 degrees. By Thursday, we are going to be back up to about 88. So getting hot again. We're going to stay there into the weekend. By Sunday, actually going to be really close to 90 degrees. So here comes the heat and humidity. Not a bad weekend to maybe enjoy the pool one more time because we are getting close to that fall weather where we'll have to close those. There are some isolated storm chances on the board Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But honestly, those chances are really very small at this point. Better rain doesn't make its way in until early next week.
Okay.
Ooh, not looking too bad.
Not bad at all.
All right, thanks, JC. Folks, a super yacht sunk off the coast of Italy, and they don't know why. The Italian Coast Guard rescued 9 people, then posted this video. That super yacht is 130 feet long, and they say tugboats couldn't help because of the weather. Still, they want to know why it happened in the first place.
Students at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire can get their food delivered by these robots. They're called Kiwi Bots. Using an app, students can order the food and delivery location. The food is put inside the robots to stay warm or cold, whichever the case, and then that robot heads off to the drop-off location. School officials say the new system will help with staffing shortages in dining halls.
The food industry has suffered with labor for sure since COVID, and so being able to be able to have food delivered to students, of course, cuts that labor piece out of it. So yes, it could help with staffing, it could help with labor hours.
Campus staff say they hope the new system will improve admissions as well. The university plans to eventually expand the delivery service to off-campus sites. Our news continues in just a moment.
You're watching News 3 at 6:30.
Snoop Dogg is getting into the world of children's programming with a new animated show.
It's called Doggyland Kids Songs and Nursery Rhymes, and you can watch it on YouTube and YouTube Kids. Snoop Dogg is working with Claude Brooks. He's Emmy nominated, and he produced Hip Hop Harry. That's another kids franchise. A group of dogs sing, dance, and rap in Snoop Dogg's new show. They'll teach kids about emotional and cognitive skills. It's for toddlers to 8-year-olds. Episodes come out every Tuesday, and they also have a soundtrack to go along with it.
If you and your children want to see a kids show locally, Paw Patrol Live is coming soon. They'll have 2 shows at the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau at 6 p.m. November 15th and 16th. Tickets range in price from $24 to $110. And for more information, you can look for this story on our website, WSILTV.com. And before we go tonight, we want to check in with JC one more time.
can't help but notice both of those stories, lots of dogs in them. So a couple of nice weather days, though, to get out and walk the pups, whether it's before work or it's in the evening. We've got a lot of sunshine in store for us again Wednesday and into Thursday. Now by Thursday and into the weekend, you probably don't want to be walking them during the heat of the day because it is going to start to get a little bit more hot and humid. As we get into Thursday, we're talking 88 degrees for that high temperature. By Sunday, we're pretty close to 90 degrees. Isolated storm chances will come back this weekend. Those chances are very small at this point, though. Better rain chances come next week.
Okay, really not too bad.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, JC. That's it for us at 6:30. A special edition of 2020 is next.
We'll have more news, sports, and weather for you tonight at 10.